Hey, what's up, everyone? My name's Lionel, and I'm your host for LT Productions. And you are watching I Watch You Watch. We are covering the Real Housewives of Atlanta after show. I appreciate everyone for coming to my channel. Please like this video, subscribe, and make your comments below. Let's get into it. Okay. So I did go and watch the after show today and decided to make the video today. So I can get over this, because again, as I said in my review, this episode is trash. Hearing certain people talk, even on this after show, I'm like, what? Okay. They start off with Perfect Portia and Phaedra. What was it like for them to get back together? Look, we got a chemistry like no other. It was just great. It was just like riding a bike, and then they turned it sexual. Oh, you riding? Okay. They talk about how they are just two bad bitches that support one another. That's the whole definition of freaking frat. No. Maybe it's the definition of freaking frat. But no, it was an alliance. And it was based off of hate of Kingdom. If we're going to be truthful, but we know that we're dealing with two liars. Portia talks about the homes that she was looking at. You know, she was looking at homes that she had been accustomed to, and something that you probably, even though Britt said, I said Britt, but Kat said, "Oh well, you may not have him, but you can afford it, can't she?" If this dude has been scamming to make sure he got his money that can fund his lifestyle. Okay, she gets a good Bravo check. That's nice, but is it enough to cover the new expenses that she has? Let's think logically. You know what? While I'm here, do y'all see Britt up there? I guess I would be making comments if she wasn't talking or if she was talking. It's kind of like she's trying to add herself into a conversation that she really is not invited to. If y'all can, she just, yeah, oh, and then, I cannot believe these bloggers tried to sell us this bad itch, Brit. I cannot believe that. Y'all are so full of it, and I want a refund. A refund. Anyways, she says, Portia says that she likes to prepare ahead. I said, prepare ahead. And what she was talking about in regards to the house situation. She knew that she would be going to court. She didn't know if there would be a ruling in her favor about the prenup holding up, as far as if she could have the house or be in the house or whatever, or not. Of course, as of now, the judge did allow her to be in the house. Probably, I would think that things are probably going to go more in her favor since he's with ICE right now. I don't know if anyone's seen the news article that came out, I think last week, about there's a new upcoming date for the divorce proceedings where Simon will show up. I guess he has not been deported back as of yet. And I think that Portia wants to move for her to not actually appear after all this time of her on the show saying, he won't talk to me. Because I remember a time when Simon was on his typewriting skills or his computer skills saying that I'm going to fight for this marriage until I can't fight no more. So when you were silent and giving him the cold shoulder, he was fighting. When he knew that there was nothing else that he could do, he was gone. Even though you're bringing your big-eyed tail on this platform acting like, oh, I'm going to taunt, you know. And the only thing that made it irreparable is when he disrespected my mom after you two tried to break into the home that y'all haven't really denied. Anyway, so she said that, you know, I'm prepared for whatever happens. There's still a house that I want, and it's still available whenever they actually film this. But we know right now that she's in the house that Simon bought. He got a $2 million mortgage, which I do know because I've seen it. So, or whatever the amount of the house was, that's the amount of the loan that he owes. Ma'am, why do you want the home? Is it because you want to keep up the facade of this image that you have been accustomed to, Portia? And those are things I'll probably be talking about when I do talk about this season and the cast and all that good stuff, because I just feel a way about Portia. And of course y'all know I don't like her. But it's just like, from what I'm judging from this season, I'm gonna give my feedback about it later on. But anyways, that was that on that. So, she's taping. She only uses the back patio, whatever, to do her reviews or whatever she's trying to do for YouTube content. I really don't watch. It's only if there's clips. And she let Dennis come up in their house. I think that was disrespectful. But I know, let me stop. That was disrespectful. As you are just, I don't think that you should have let your baby daddy up in there. Not just to drop off Pilar, that's one thing. But you're sitting there cooking and having conversations, y'all talking like y'all, acting like y'all still having sex with one another. Anyways, we're done with that. The lapdog situation. What in the world is up Shamia's arse when she went up to the radio station? All in all, she said, hey, Drew, you got free promotion. Drew said, thank you for free promotion. But Drew's like, well, you really are portraying lapdog energy. And why it is that way, I don't know. Because we really don't have a beef at all. So Shamia says, well, before we get there, I don't know what I want to do. Let's do the lapdog thing. She said, I don't understand why she's up here talking to me about lapdog, She doesn't like it, but you still played into that character online, as I said in my review. Like, you made yourself look stupid, sitting in her lap. You did that. But Shamia did say that she regretted what she did at that table at Kat's event. She said, Decatur, you need to stay back there. If that is all it took for Decatur to come out, Shamia, Angela, take note. Angela, take note. I mean, at this point, you're the only one that's going to do anything. I mean, Shamia, you have a baseless beef that's still over nothing. Something that you were proud to wear and own, now you got a problem with it. Not because you're trying to break free from her, it's because it's Drew. And Drew has a problem with Portia. And Drew says, I believe that if Portia did not have a problem with me, Shamia would not have a problem with me. Of course, there's this thing about this ride or die thing. Like, if you beefing, we beefing. But it's like you're inserting yourself where even your friend don't even chime in on while you're beefing over something that has nothing to do with you. And again, Portia's treating Dennis like he's still her F buddy. And we'll get to the rumor or whatever. So they start talking about Drew's song. How Drew's such a liar. She was just lying. And I got 5 on it. 5 languages? What 5 languages? Start speaking them. What do you know? Da, 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 da. She confronted Drew about that. I said, what the hell? He said, and she actually told her. That, you just lying in your music. Da, 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 da. You can't speak 5 languages. Drew said it's about love languages. Go read it. Go look up the lyrics. And then she went to go look up the lyrics and said, that's not what it says. What does it say, Shamia? You know all the lyrics. You were singing all the lyrics up there. Like, you are... I was going to say the biggest flop. I think the biggest letdown for this season. The biggest letdown. That's all I'll say about that, girl. Because we still got 5 more episodes, I guess. I'm just guesstimating. They get in on the whole rumor thing about the text. She asks Dennis, because if we're going to go on with our relationship, you're going to need to speak and clear this up. What's up? Dennis says, I don't know where she got that from. There was a scene where Portia does confront him about that. However Dennis used his words, it seems like Portia ran with it. Even if it didn't really make sense. Kind of like the whole drugging and RPing situation. You see how a leopard never changes its spots? She's still doing stuff, just throwing stuff out there full story. Drew does feel like that there is a gang up, and it shouldn't be that way. That's about it. She did talk about her music was at the charts at the time whenever they recorded this at number 5. I guess number 5 on the billboards, number 5 where? I didn't know exactly where. I caught on later to Drew's music. The after show wasn't really popping like that. I just think that Shamia is one fool. And the only thing you really have going for you is the lifestyle that Gerald has provided for you. And that's sad to say, ma'am. Sad. That's all I do have. Y'all let me know how y'all thought about it. I'm just shaking my head. You know, we like the nonsense on Salt Lake City. But this nonsense, it just, because we know it's not going anywhere. Like, what? I don't know. That's all I got. Again, like this video, share it. Also, leave your comments below. Until the next one, peace.